Hello everyone and welcome back to another average review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Toybiz Marvel Legends Galactus series Bullseye. Let's start out with the packaging. Up here we can see the Marvel logo and see it's ages 5 and up, and in the Galactus series, it's the nice Toybiz clamshell packaging with a bunch of Marvel logos going down each side. We can see the comic in the back. We see that this figure has 44 points of articulation, which a little ridiculous, but hey, it's welcome. A bonus 32-page comic book, which we see in the back. We also see the Marvel Legends logo, Bullseye's name, and then the advertisement for the Galactus Build-A-Figure. In fact, this was the first ever Build-A-Figure in, well, pretty much action figure history. We see that it comes with the left leg of Galactus. We can see that in the package right next to the Bullseye. Turning the box around, we see a couple things. Copyright info down here. All the figures in the Galactus wave: Grey Hulk, Nightcrawler, the aforementioned Bullseye, War Machine, Deathlock, Professor X, and Doctor Strange, along with Galactus himself. Little odd to have Galactus as a Build-A-Figure, but no figures from the Fantastic Four. Moving up, though, we see the Marvel Legends logo, more logos of other heroes on the sides, and then Bullseye with some stats right here, like a Dungeons & Dragons character. Aw man, Bullseye doesn't have any energy projection skills? Oh, that's boring. We also see a bio for Bullseye down here. Pause if you want to read it. I love these Toybiz clamshell boxes. They look nice. The problem is they are not reusable. Once you open them, you aren't really going to put them back together, so unfortunately, we're going to have to say bye-bye to this box once I get it out. Goodbye, sweet prince. Well, we got Bullseye out of the packaging, and he's ugly in the best possible way. It's not the bad kind of ugly, it's the horrifically evil-looking character kind of ugly. I mean, look at that grin. There's a lot of really great sculpting on the gloves. You can see all the stitching in there, some nice texturing on the leather belt, and the same for the boots down here, and his little pouch on his side. On his back, those details carry over, too. One gripe with the figure, though, and this isn't the gripe you'd expect. It smells weird. Not joking, after taking it out of the packaging, it just smelled weird. I don't know if it's Bullseye or the leg for Galactus that it came with, but something smells weird. But, ignoring Bullseye's rancid breath, let's move on to the articulation. First of all, his head can spin around and move up and down. He's got an ab crunch that lets him go forward like so, and back this far. He's got butterfly joints that move back and forth. Arms that can raise up this high and also spin around. Not really limited by this overlay right here since it's a very soft rubbery plastic. He's got bicep swivel that lets his arms spin around and double jointed elbows. Now, the swivel in his forearm is actually very well hidden by the cut right here in the glove. Pretty smart. He's got a hinge in the wrist that lets it go back and forward, and individual articulation in each of the fingers. You know what I'm about to do right now. Come on. Every time there's a Toybiz figure with individual finger articulation, I'm gonna make this joke because you can't really do that with other figures. Moving past the thing everyone would do with this figure, he's got a cut in the waist that lets him spin around. Not actually very limited by the pouches, which I'm impressed by. Now, he's got ball-jointed hips, which do get a good split, but you need to turn them to move them in any direction, like forward. Although, hey, that also allows for a cut in the thigh, which allows him to spin around. He's got double-jointed knees with a decent bend, boot cut, which allows his boot to spin around, and feet that can hinge backwards, forwards, and pivot side to side a little. Finally, he's got a joint in the toe which lets him sneak around. Now for the side-by-side comparisons, which I'm going to try and keep a bit quicker and more specific. Here we have two versions of Bullseye's arch-enemy, Daredevil. On the left, we have a Hasbro one from the Spider-Man Retro card line, and on the right, we have the one from the Toybiz Marvel Legends Urban Legends box set. Those big bulbous shoulders and the way they're connected really prevents it from being a great classic Daredevil, and just makes it a maybe you can deal with it kind of one. That box set also came with Elektra, one of Daredevil's lovers, and the person Bullseye killed infamously. This Elektra is terrible, by the way. This body mold is largely considered one of the worst in Marvel Legends history, and is also shared with the infamous Toybiz Marvel Legends Rogue, which is, in most people's opinion, one of the worst Marvel Legends ever made. But hey, that box set came with two other figures. Here's Bullseye with Spider-Man and Punisher from that box set. Now, I love the colors on this Spidey, especially that blue, but the shoulders and anatomy of this guy are kind of horrific. I like this Punisher, though. Similar to this Bullseye, he's ugly, but it works. For one of the people who's hired Bullseye in the past, and one of the coolest Marvel villains, here's Bullseye with the Hasbro Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. For two random Toybiz figures I felt like bringing out, here's Bullseye with the Marvel Legends Face-Off Captain America and the Toybiz Hulk Classics War Hulk. These are just some of my favorite Toybiz Marvel figures, so here's Bullseye with them. But that's not all, because we have to compare Bullseye with Hawkeye, specifically this version from the Hasbro Avengers 60th Anniversary line, since Bullseye took over Hawkeye's identity during the Dark Avengers storyline. But Norman Osborn was leader of the Dark Avengers, so here's Bullseye with the Toybiz Marvel Legends Green Goblin on the left, and the Hasbro Cabal 3-pack Iron Patriot on the right. I actually reviewed that 3-pack in my last video. Might want to check that out. And finally, as is tradition, here's Bullseye with Hitmonkey and Goliath. Now, Bullseye is known for being one of the most dangerous assassins in the Marvel Universe. He can turn practically anything into a murder weapon. So, what does he come with? No weapons. Well, I mean, I guess you could count Galactus' leg as a weapon. Just imagine this getting thrown at you by Bullseye. That'd be terrifying. How'd he get Galactus' leg? Really good detailing and paint, on the boot and the nice metallic blue on the leg. He's got double jointed knees, pariah boot cut, hinged feet, and a toe joint. The joints are kind of stuck on mine. Don't feel like heating them up, but also don't feel like breaking it. So just take my word on it. But this figure comes with something that might be cooler than a Galactus. Like, actually, no, it's not as cool as the Galactus Build-A-Fig. But it's an actual comic book. Now, I haven't taken this off of the card or from the plastic wrap, but you can see it's Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, number 132. Nice 25-cent price tag still there. It's not for resale, which basically means it was packaged with something, so the stores can't resell it. Battle beneath the big top, Bullseye's about to kill Daredevil. Not the first time he's had a deadly encounter in a circus. It was actually the first time that happened, to my knowledge, was in an issue of Steve Ditko's original Spider-Man run. But there's more. We can see on the actual card a diagram of how to put all the Galactus pieces together, which is pretty neat. But on the back of the comic, we see an advertisement for the whole Galactus wave. All the figures together, and of course Galactus. Pretty neat, ain't it? If Toybiz Marvel Legends were able to do one thing right at the time, well, that thing was definitely bang for your buck. I mean, you get a nearly all-new 6-inch highly articulated figure with a comic and a Build-A-Fig piece for a giant Build-A-Fig, all for, what, $10? Yeah, that is definitely not even close to being competed with by most of Hasbro's offerings. That's not even to insult Hasbro, that's just how good Toybiz was. Now, This figure is great. Scale's alright with Hasbro figures, better with Toybiz ones, and looks pretty nice. Well, not in the pleasant kind of way, but in the cool-looking villain for your shelf kind of way. It's a little weakened, though, by not really coming with any weapons or even really way to hold those weapons since he's got mostly flat fingers. Bullseye is known for killing people with basically anything he gets hands on, mainly knives, of course. But, you know, he's used other stuff. If you've seen the 2003, I believe, Daredevil movie, then you know he killed a guy with paper clips. But still, I'm giving credit to this guy. In fact, I got him in box at a local collectible shop for $20. I mean, seriously, a Toybiz Marvel Legends in box for $20. I don't see how I can get much better than that. So, overall, this is a decent figure, which is why I'm going to give it a nice 8 out of 10. See you next time.